All right, there you go. Brand new Philm. That is from Fire from the Evening Sun, and that is the title track off the brand new album Fire from the Evening Sun, released on UDR Music. And it was released on the 16th of September. And actually, September was a huge month for Philm. Those dudes were in Europe, touring Europe, and I had like 4 or 5 dates, and I think they missed out on Amsterdam, but they did tour some pretty big places there and promoting their great new album. And then I think just this week they had a record release party kind of show at the Whiskey in Los Angeles. So real excited to keep up with Philm. Hopefully we're going to get to talk with Dave Lombardo here very soon. It sounds like we might have him on the line right now. Dave, do we have you on the line, buddy?
I think so.
Right on.
It sounds a little, sounds like there's some kind of an echo.
Sounds like a little metal going on. All right, we'll try to get that cleared up. Thank you so much for calling in and giving us a little bit of time. Very excited to talk to you about this brand new release. We were just playing Fire from the Evening Sun, the title track. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys just had a release party at the Whiskey this week, man. First of all, how are you doing? And then talk about how that release party went.
Well, I'm doing great. Staying busy as usual. Excited about this album, and really surprised at the great response and feedback we're getting. It's been great. The reviews of the shows have been good. So it's just a matter of time until we get on a tour and get out there and visit all the cities that the band needs to get to,
Well, I think so. We were just mentioning that you guys toured a little bit in Europe in September, and I'm sure those were great dates, being the first dates to actually get out there and play this album. And so is that what's going on now for the U.S.? Is we're kind of waiting on a tour to kind of pick you guys up, or do you guys have plans? I know we want you guys in Portland.
Oh man, yeah, that's basically what we want to do. Hopefully, hook up with a band, open up for them, or just do our own little tour. But we just have to find the right agent, to work with, and that takes a little time. But I'm sure that we'll find someone soon and start booking. Right now, we have a booking agent in Europe, so that's why we've been going there periodically, and our relationships with our people in South America, and Central America, they've been really receptive, very receptive, to the band and my work, and they bring us down every now and then, and so there's definitely shows on their way. It's just a matter of time.
That's great. Well, we're definitely eagerly waiting, talking with Dave Lombardo.
Hello.
Hey, you still got you on the line?
Hello.
Yo.
Shit.
Yo.
Yeah, there you are.
All right. Talking with Dave Lombardo, and everyone loves Dave Lombardo, man. You're just one of those drummers where you've just kind of transcended, and this has kind of blown us all away. And I'd like to get back and talk about this album for a second because, as you said, man, this is a great album, and this has to be a great time for you. I'm not sure if you feel like you're rebranding or if you're just starting over or if this is a new deal, but just talk about Philm for a second and putting this album together because you also produced it.
Yeah, this album, we started writing, for it during the recording of Harmonic in 2012. So we've been working on this album and writing music for it, since the recording of our first album. And I feel, this one definitely goes in a different direction. It's a lot heavier than the first one. Although the first one had, its heavy, elements, this one definitely takes it to another level. So, it was a lot of fun to record, and it's good vibes, great musicians, and it just seems like the progress of the band is continuous. We're always writing music. We already have 6 songs for the next record.
Wow. Wow. I can see this, though, because you guys, you know, you feel like, and you've talked about this with your first release in Harmonic, but you guys have this improvisational feel. Like, I almost feel like you guys can just walk up onto a stage and, like, put your things down, put your coat down, put your drink down, pick up your things, all of a sudden just start tearing it up. And then you freaking are done, and then it's like you guys are ready and back at a staying calm or something. It has a lot of ambient feel.
That's how it is. We definitely, you know, when we're together. I mean, the improv sessions that we have, you know, in our personal studio are insane. You know, after our jam sessions, you know, we look at each other. It's like, what the fuck was that, man? What did we just do? You know, just really surprised at what, you know, we created. And sure enough, you know, we could revert back to the recording because we always record our improvisations. But there's been times where we failed to do that and we lost, you know, some pieces because when you improvise that way, it's so spontaneous. If you're not recording it, it's very, very difficult to capture, you know, what the feel was at that moment for that particular riff or that drum pattern.
Exactly. Talking with Dave Lombardo of Philm. Yeah, I love what you guys are doing with that, and you know, I'm almost thinking that, and I don't know, but I'm almost thinking like you've kind of had this kind of quality within you for many years, and we didn't really know it, and I'm reverting back to a certain time like with Grip Inc. when with the video Curse of the Cloth. Like the last 3 minutes of that video, you guys are in a studio, and all of a sudden, you know, you're just freaking, just improvising, just tearing it up. It became this song, and then all of a sudden, at the end, you know, you're done. You throw your sticks down, and you breathe out, you blow up, you stand up, you start putting on your shirt again. And I love that, and that's what I'm feeling about Philm in the live shows. Talk about playing with Gary Nessler and Pancho Tomaselli, and it has to be great.
Oh, it is. We have this. There's, you know, I always talk about the chemistry that original members, you know, have. Like, you know, for example, I mean, there's many examples of bands, you know, that original members create the better music, you know. And with this band, Philm, I feel that very strong. I could not replace Pancho Tomaselli because when we're playing together, there's a magic and kind of a very good chemistry between the musicians, and that we create effortlessly, and we know where each other is going to go. He understands my drum rolls and where I start my rolls, and it kind of my drumming language. He understands it. And it took him time, but he's nailed it. And right now he could complete, let's say I do a drum roll, and he can complete that drum roll with a bass line. You know, so he's almost conversing with his bass, with my drums. You know, it's a strange, you know, analogy, but to me, it makes sense.
Well, I can't wait to see it live.
We just have a really good communication.
I see it totally, and I can't wait to see it live. I'm a huge Pancho fan. In fact, I look at him like a little bit like, I think he has some Flea qualities. What Flea brought in the 90s and to the early 2000s, like, if you look around, you know, it's hard to find originality, individuality these days in music. You know, yourself has definitely had it. But Pancho, man, his bass playing, he's got it. And if you guys can definitely stick together, I can just definitely see some big things. So in your live sets, are you set up front and center?
Front and center, yeah. It's
Hell
a trio.
yeah!
I feel it's kind of cool. What's that?
That's awesome. So you got to be loving that. It has to be a different feel. Get to smell weed up there maybe or something.
Yeah, right? You know, what's funny is that the fans, you know, they huddle around my bass drum. They get up really close. You know, 'cause some of the clubs that we're playing, you know, they're pretty small, you know, so the bass drum is just right up in front in their face, and they love it. You know, they feel the air and, you know, the energy that the that the band emits. So, yeah, it's really exciting. I love the whole front and center thing. You know, it totally makes sense in a trio format. You know, it's like, here's the wall of sound.
I can see that. Yeah, that's a good analogy right there. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Talking about Philm's live set right now with Dave Lombardo. And yeah, I can't wait till you guys get hooked up, man. I really, they're like a lot of fans, you know. You realize, you know, that you this is a thing right now for you. It's almost like you can't go back even if you wanted to, man. Philm has a lot of fans. You got this, right?
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm really happy about, you know, the response we're getting for this record. You know, we're getting some airplay, too.
Well, this is different, man. You guys have something different here.
It's great, yeah. I'm not used to it.
Feeling young again? Are you feeling like, you know, this is great?
Oh, hell yeah.
All teenager, fuck yeah, this is brand new.
Always, man. That's how I live my life. You know, I think, you know, drums have given me, like this kind of youthful feeling. I think it's just, you know, because it's a cardio, you know, instrument. And, you know, there's a lot of cardio involved when you play thrash metal and heavy rock music and you play like I do. There's just a lot of energy exerted. And when you, you know, there's a lot of benefits in cardio work. And I'm very fortunate.
Well, that's outstanding. This album turned out amazing. Looking forward to you maybe working with other bands in the future as well as you carry Philm into the next stage of development and huge masterful madness, and just real excited to hear what's next and see where you're going with this. I know that a lot of kids these days still look up to Dave Lombardo, and what can you tell these kids these days? You thinking they're playing too fast too? They need to slow down?
Oh, hell no. Hell no, man. That's cutting edge, man. When you push rhythm to, you know, especially when rhythm is played naturally, not by machines or triggers, or when it's played naturally and you're pushing that rhythm, you know, to a tempo where it's almost inhuman, but yet it's all making sense. I think that is, you know, pure energy, and I think, you know, let's say, how would you say, you know, if thrash had a feeling, that's like the source of it, you know? It's when you push a rhythm, you know, to a tempo that's, that, you know, it's inhumanly possible.
Well, with so much of your previous work, I mean, thrash is embedded in you, and energetic heaviness is just reaping through your hands, and so it's just
I love it.
I get it.
It's something that
I get it.
Something I'll always enjoy.
Whiskey, weed, or wine, man? When you guys come to Portland, do I need to bring a bottle of whiskey, weed, or some wine?
Well, I think Pancho would definitely, you know, indulge in some weed.
It's Pancho, my man.
Jerry
So he's
would
just
probably indulge in some.
Poncho's just scoring so many points. He's just the freaking man, dude. I mean, I might have to fly there to see Pancho. Fuck waiting on Pancho to come up here.
You gotta see the guy when he plays in War or Tower of Power. It's awesome, man. Awesome.
Okay, so is this previous bands that I did not know about? Tell our listeners what's going on. What did you just say? No,
that Pancho plays in War,
the
band War, the funk band.
Did not know that. He
plays. He's not playing with Philm. He's out with War.
I'm gonna have to start calling him my brother, man. He's no longer just Pancho, man. That's how much I love that cat. Right on, man.
Awesome.
We're just having a little bit of fun with Dave Lombardo before we let you go. Great album, man. Fire from the Evening Sun. Everyone go out there. This album was released in September on the 16th. It was released on UDR Music. You guys having a great relationship with UDR right now? Looking forward to maybe doing another one?
Yes, absolutely. Right. Like I said, we have music.
Yep.
You know, we have about 6 songs for the new album, and that's recorded. We're just waiting to do some overdubs and possibly record 3 or 4 more. And we plan on releasing, you know, the album, you know, on UDR and around probably April. That's what I'm shooting for.
Really sounds like the word project can be scrapped, and this is a band. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know, when three guys get together and they go have a cup of coffee or some dinner or lunch, and then they head over to the studio and start jamming, you know, for hours on end, you know, I think that is a band. That's not just a project.
That's outstanding. That's great. All right, man. Well, he's Dave Lombardo. They got a brand new album out, as we said. We're about to play Silver Queen right now. What could you tell us about this tune real quick before we go into it?
Well, I think it's, you know, next to Corner Girl, it's the least heaviest of all the songs that we did. Because Corner Girl obviously is a piano piece with a horn section, you know, but this one, Silver Queen, you know, is a little more mellow, you know, as compared to all, you know, some of the other ones like Omniscience and Luke's Haven and everything else. But still has a kind of, it has a really cool quality to it. I really enjoy that song. It's got a funky, stony groove.
Well, we're going to go into Silver Queen, We Sail at Dawn, and then end with Fanboy. And that song is just a 2-minute crusher. So you guys take care. Dave Lombardo, we can't wait to see you in Portland. We're going to be watching, we're going to be listening, and we are going to be playing Philm. Here is Silver Queen right now. Turn it up, folks. Have a great night, dude.